Hey guys, Arpim here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day this video. Okay, I just received the new Iceriver KS7 Lite. This is probably a bad time receiving it because Kaspa's price right now as of recording I think is like 6.9 cents USD. And this KS7 Lite does about 4.2 terahash at about 500 watts. We'll verify that later at the wall here. But I think profitability wise, at my electrical rate of 8 cents, this thing makes like 50 cents a day currently. And I think break even on this is about 12 or 13 cents kilowatt hour based on your electricity. So interesting time to be a Kaspa miner, but hey, we got the KS7 here. Let's quickly unbox this thing. I'm gonna do it live with you guys, just inspecting the box. Looks like we got a pretty gnarly Nash here from DHL, and this thing has been squished by the looks of it there. Yeah, this box has seen better days for sure. Squished on the bottom here. Anyways, let me open the top and then let's take out the KS7 Lite. So thank you to CryptoMinerbros.com for sending me this brand new KS7 Lite from Iceriver. Now, they also have a bigger boy model, the KS7, which I believe is a little bit marginally more efficient than the KS7 just by looking at the numbers on miningnow.com. But then, of course, Bitmain also has a new Kaspa miner KS7 as well, which is a little bit more efficient. So look at this, server user manual. I have to say, Iceriver has definitely added this manual over the past couple miners here, so pretty cool. Not like I'm gonna read it, but hey, okay, so here's the packaging of the KS7 Lite. Same old foam, as you guys can see, okay, so this pink-red foam, very similar to their other KS5s, KS5Ls, KS0 Pros, KS0 Ultra, red foam packaging. And here is the KS7 in the flesh. Now, I hear some metal movement in here that doesn't sound great, but here is the KS7 Lite itself. Now, this is in definitely in like a very similar mini Doge shell from Gold Shell. You guys have, this is definitely the exact same height, and actually very similar to their KS2 Lite as well. It's the same shell and has the integrated power supply, power switch here, Ethernet, IP report, reset, SD card, and Wi-Fi? I hope Wi-Fi works this time because yeah, the KS2 Lite never got the Wi-Fi to work, so maybe the Wi-Fi will work with this. And actually I didn't get any antenna along with this, so I'm assuming that this KS7 Lite will not be able to work on Wi-Fi. Just look at the packaging, yeah, I don't see any Wi-Fi antenna in the box. Nothing there. Okay. Alright, so looks exactly like the KS2 Lite. Exactly. Yeah, it's a similar shell like the Mini Doge. Okay, let's go ahead and plug her in. Gonna get my teal Kaspa colored Ethernet cable. Plug that in. Now I'm gonna get my C13 to C14. We're gonna be plugging in 240 volt on this thing. But I'm going to assume that this can actually run on 100 to 240 volt. Yeah, so this can run on a 110 volt power, no problem. And I think that's what this model is going to be tended towards. You know, no big boy, you know, ASIC miner people are going to buy these types of miners. It's going to be more so home miners. People are going to be using these as heaters. 500 watts, yeah, that'll work under home 120 volt in North America. So that's where I see a lot of people buying these things. Only if you believe in Kaspa, of course. All right, let's flick on the switch. And I feel some air. Okay, the fans went on, now they're off. I see I'm pulling about 27 watts at the wall here. Okay, I'm getting some lights on the Ethernet as well as the indicator lights on the side here. Okay, so it's just turning on. All right, I'll see you guys in the computer. Let's see what the web GUI looks like of the new Iceriver KS7, and then we'll talk about the state of Kaspa mining right now. It's not looking too great. Hey, the time now is to mine that yield if you believe in Kaspa and if you believe that there's going to be further price appreciation. That's the name of the game. All right, I'll see you guys in the computer. Okay, so I got the IP address. I used advanced IP scanner. Now I'm going to type in admin, and password is, I believe, 1 through 8. That is going to be 1 through 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Log in. And we are in. Okay, so here is the web GUI of the KS7 Lite. All right, so it's been connected for about 8 minutes here. Just turned it on. Looks like it's getting up to its hash rate here. It's connected to Whale Pool. This is Iceriver's Kaspa address. Now, for anyone that wants to get a, let's say, 2-day, 48-hour Kaspa hash rate of this KS7, comment down below your thoughts of this KS7 and I guess Kaspa in general. Anything you like about Kaspa or don't like about Kaspa, let me know. All right, just anything, and I will choose a winner about 24 hours after this video is live, and the winner will just have to email me their Kaspa address and pool of choice. So good luck. Get your comments in. Okay, so yeah, just looking at here, hashboard. There's 2 hashboards here. Hitting up 73 Celsius, 81 degrees Celsius. All right, so it's getting up there. I'm seeing 503 watts at the wall, so it's pretty much what is advertised at the wall for power consumption. I'm on 240 volt, and the hash rate is still, looks like it's still climbing. Gonna give it a bit here, but there are firmware upgrade tab. There's a miner log here, which is good to see. All right, good to see all this numbers here. Mining settings, right? This is where we're gonna put our pool. Wallet, password, fan speed. You can change the mode from normal or sleep mode. All right, so there's no like low power mode or high power mode or anything like that yet. They're probably not going to come out with anything like that, but normal. Okay, all right, so that's the web GUI, guys, of the KS7 Lite. There's really not much to show you there. I mean, it's the same web GUI of all the other Iceriver models as well. So great segue into talking about how the unprofitability of this KS7 Lite currently. At 10 cent kilowatt hour, this thing currently makes 26 cents a day. So I think break even is about 12 or 13 cents. Yeah, 12 cents USD electric is going to be break even for anyone that is going to be mining with this thing. Now for me, at my electrical rate, I'm about 74 cents here. This thing is making me about 57 cents a day. So it's nothing too crazy, but looking at the yield, okay, for most people that care about this, is I'm getting about 20 Kaspa a day. So how you think about it is if Kaspa went to $1, it's like, oh, look at that. I'm mining like $20, $21 of Kaspa every day, right? If price appreciation came about for Kaspa. Looks like, though, Kaspa's been down on a downtrend here since the end of May. It's now June. Hitting up the later half of June here, we're at 6.9 cents. So we went from 12 to 6.9. So it's definitely a fall from grace here. The price of Kaspa has definitely fallen. I think altcoins in general have been falling across the board. Bitcoin has also been dropping as well a bit over the past couple of weeks here. We're at $110,000 Bitcoin, now we're at 104. So it kind of makes sense. And then Kaspa's network hash rate also continues to drop. So that is, of course, correlating to the other Kaspa miners, that the older Kaspa miners, because depending on your electrical rate, let's say KS2 Lites, KS0 Pros, KS0 Ultras, KS2, KS5Ms, KS5Ls, these miners are now losing, a couple bucks a day, even at my electrical rate. And yeah, so it's everything except for the newer edge. If you have lower electrical rate, KS5 Pro, KS5, KS7, KS7, which I think these are all shipping out now. So could be a flush out of a lot of the older hardware, of course, dependent on Kaspa's price. If Kaspa pumps from here a bit, things could get profitable, but that's your own prerogative. That's the risk you're willing to take. If you are going to be investing into Kaspa miners. Everyone should know this, of course, the aggressive mission schedule. Good thing, though, Kaspa did come out with the Crescendo hard fork, so 10 BPS, 10 blocks per second. It's nice and fast right now, and if you're solo mining, you could find some blocks. So this is where I can see the KS7 Lite being a good contender for those that want, decent low power, 500 watts, 4.2 terahash. Let's say we're in 4.5. But yeah, and you just solo mine Kaspa and you just want a little heater. Yeah, I could see if you want to swing it that way. That's how I can see. That's how I can see some people invest in this. Really, a lot of home miners really buy these small things. The smaller miners, not the big boy ones, obviously, because they're much louder. You got to have power infrastructure. You got to have way to exhaust the heat. But yeah, looking at the efficiency currently, the KS7 Lite is a little bit less apparently against the KS7, Iceriver KS7. But then when you go to the Bitmain KS7, it's good, what, 0.3, 0.4 joules per hash more efficient. So the Bitmain one is definitely higher in efficiency. So understandably, that would be the most profitable Kaspa miner currently, okay, at this point in time. But with the aggressive emission schedule, we obviously know that the profitability of these things is going to go down over time. But of course, totally dependent on the price of Kaspa, which is the biggest risk, right? It's been quite volatile, definitely, over the past year, I'd say. I mean, there was at a point, we were at a point where we were sustaining, but now that the market's been going down, altcoins in general have been going down, Kaspa hasn't really been able to sustain, and now all of the older Kaspa models are now going down in profitability. So even if we had 10 cent per kilowatt hour, 10 cent kilowatt hour, I mean, just everything is good except for the new Kaspa models. So anyone that has the older Kaspa models, you're pretty much losing money now. Okay, even at 10 cent kilowatt hour, KS5Ls, KS5Ms, they're done. Now, the KS0 Pros, KS0, KS0 Ultras, these, again, don't take much power, so you're losing a couple cents a day. It's really not that bad. So a lot of people who are believing in Kaspa, supporting the network, you're probably having these types of models. And that's where I think the KS7 is going to be the more popular model for most people. If anyone's interested, which it looks like it's sold out, use code RedPanda for 70 bucks off the KS7 Lite if you're interested. Only if you believe in Kaspa, okay? I gotta be honest there. All right, guys, that's really all I can talk about. Let's go back out. Okay, there it is, the KS7 Lite. Really not much to it other than, yeah, it's pretty quiet. You guys can probably hear my other ASICs right now. Yeah, it's pretty quiet. Oh, it's getting pretty toasty, I'd say, in the back here. You know what? Let me bring out my heat reader here. Okay, so let's see what type of temperatures are we getting at over here. All right, 88, 87, 81. The max is 87 Celsius. All right, we are in Celsius. All right, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. So yeah, we're getting pretty hot on this thing. 88 Celsius is pretty hot. That is definitely the hottest point right there. 86.7 degrees Celsius. Not really hottest part in there. Looks like the hash board, 47, 50 degrees Celsius there. Yeah, really nothing too bad on the front. It's the back. It's the back that's really, really hot. Yeah, the back right there. 85 right in the center. All right. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts about the new Iceriver KS7. I have a feeling not very many people are going to buy this thing for mining, but hey, for those that believe in Kaspa, for those that want a little heater, it's quiet, 500 watts, runs on 120 volt. I think that's where I see, yeah, the true value of this thing. All right, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. Peace out. Don't forget to comment down below your thoughts on this, and I'll choose the winner. 48-hour Kaspa hash rate from the KS7 Lite. Peace out. Peace out.